Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to sort out the cabriolet roof. So this is just a rundown on my cabriolet. So it does have a roof. It was a replacement roof. So the car was actually originally red with a white roof, and now it's actually black with a black roof. So anyway, the previous owner installed this. The cats have installed all the cat fur, but that will be cleaned. And I managed to source a second-hand headliner. So I only just roughly put it on just for a cruise. That was in the cruise to Donegal. Check out the latest videos all underneath for if you want to watch that. Myself and my dad and the club all went off. So all the camera work is my dad. He did a great job. So anyway, this is the foam that's there and I hate it. So what happens is, before going on the cruise, we only had a foam roof and the black top. And when you'd be driving, it was like snow. It would just trickle down. I think the sunlight was slowly breaking it up. So before the cruise, we said we'd put on the vinyl or the headliner. It's a second-hand headliner, so it's all cleaned, and I just put it on really quickly. So it's attached to the top, which is easy enough, but it's attaching it everywhere else was the hard bit. So I actually used cable ties and just had it pulled together just for the cruise. So since then I've removed it, and it's a bit floppy. We tried driving with the roof down, but it just did this, so it was horrible. So we just drove with the roof up. So anyway, enough about that. I since got a second roof, and that's what the headliner was stripped off. And I have, no, not a foam, but it's fake horsehair. So it's not real horsehair, it's like synthetic horsehair, I suppose you'd call it. Looks like that modelling grass, to be honest. Anyway, so that's that horrible foam that is slowly disintegrating. That's coming out. That's going in. No, actually, wait. The first sequence is this has to come off. This has to be put on correctly. Then the foam, which is kind of like an insulator, and it keeps everything looking nice, so you don't see the bars when you close the roof. And then the outer skin, cleaned hopefully. And so that's what I'm looking at. So very quickly, how do you actually attach it? And I don't actually know. So obviously we want to do the white roof first, so the headliner. So being cabriolet is a bit different than an ordinary like hard shell. So these have to go on, and these attach here and here, and they're kind of glued onto the actual headliner. So yeah, I'm going to walk back and forth a few times, but just bear with me. So these seams here, so that piece there has to be glued or joined somehow to this. So if you count the bars, that's the front bar, so that would be across the very top. So that's not important. Next one is kind of like just a stabilizer bar, or just holds the roof up. Then this one actually pulls the roof back. This one pulls the roof back. This is more like a stabilizer bar again. And this is the back one that the back window will then attach to as well. So these are your C-pillars. So there's a foam and like a seatbelt type of material at the back. So now I have them. So they're the C-pillars, B-pillars, A-pillars. So C-pillars, there's no need for a B-pillar because it's convertible, and you have A-pillars. So this is the very front. So this is, so that's the first one. So it'll be A, spacer, next one back, and the next one back. And this one also holds up the headliner. So that's to go on. And then that's just an extra bar, and that's the back. So yeah, I think I have most of it. So that's the top. That's just a separate bar. So I think this one here is what the headliner now should attach it, and there's the seam, so that'll have to be pulled up there. Same with the next one. I still have the ribs attached, and they're going to go onto the next one. And the last one, I can just flop there, that's grand. And that's then the very back of it, which is this bit down here. It is a bit ripped, but it is second hand. That bit there has to join on here. And I don't really know how to join them. I'll try and find some maybe glue, or maybe I have to sew it. So anyway, once I have that done, this then goes on next. So I think this end here is the front. So if you flip it around, yeah, So there's a wasp nest in this, so that's why it's my footprints are on everything, because there's wasps flying out of everything. So I think I have them all killed. So if you see me running away or shouting excessively, that's me getting stung. But I think they're all gone. So that there goes on the front. And oh wait, does that go again? Oh yeah. So this and this goes on this bar here, just at the very front. So that's one back from the front. And so that kind of, I think when you release it, it helps pull the bars. And most of this, I think, attaches onto these hooks here. That's what these gaps here are, and this is what this here is as well. Yeah, that's right. So I've taken this apart about 2 years ago, and it sat on, well, it was actually folded up, and then the wasps got into it. So I'm actually making an effort now to actually get around to doing it. And these here, I think they're for the outer skin, not the middle skin. So I'm going to call this the middle skin. I do know it attaches up there, comes over all of this. I think it's only attached in at the back. Holly, get lost or you'll get stung. Right on top of the wasp net. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, that's where the back would attach to. That's where the back window is. So that's that kind of sorted. And then at the sides, see, none of this you're going to see because it's all covered over by the outer skin. I think it does attach somewhere. Oh, that hole there, yeah. That's what that little black cable just up there that hangs down. And that goes through that. Yeah, it goes through that and holds it down either side. And I found it. It was actually hidden way off in here, so that's it there. And so that's your stopper. Just behind the stopper, that's where that cable goes. I think you just pull it down and then you flip it back on itself. I think you go once back on itself, or maybe 3 times back on itself. So it's down, up, down. Okay, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 or 5 times. So that will pull that like that, or maybe just keep pulling until it looks tight. I don't know. This is my first time doing it. I've never done this before, so bear with me. Yeah, that pulls like that through the middle skin onto that. That kind of pulls that all tight. And then the outer skin, Holly, you're back. Okay, stay there, but don't go over there. The outer skin needs a cable. So there's a cable here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So you just see just that cable there. So on the very last pillar, about there, it attaches, goes through the roof, comes out the back up here. See, the previous owner has just half thrown it together. So it goes into there and gets pulled all the way up to the top. It does not have a screw there, that's wrong. And you can see it here. So that's where it should attach. So at the very front, goes into this and onto the end of the spring, and the spring then attaches up here. And this is obviously covered then to make it all nice or whatever. Okay. Yeah, the other end of that cable that's it there. So I think that kind of pulls it all tight. So if say like the wind was coming in at this side, it doesn't flop it like that. The side across the very front, there is. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's screwed there, all the way, or maybe that's where the inner headliner is screwed to. I think the outer one. Not really sure how the outer one attaches. It's attached anyway, so kind of don't really need to work that bit out. But yeah, oh yeah, it is attached underneath as well. Yeah, that's right. So that yeah, it all kind of comes around and then it gets screwed back in. So that's really roughly what I'm going to be doing. I'll have to make another video where I'm actually physically doing it. I'm going to go back to the main garage and where I have all the tools. So hopefully the car will start. 11.7. Okay, so the battery's getting a bit old. So I'll just plug it in. Now the power going into it. It's coming up in voltage. So that's what the charger's putting out into the battery, not the other way around. So once you turn on the power, it's the same screen, just in reverse. So yeah, it's coming up anyway. Okay, you charge away there. Let's have a look at this roof. Okay, so we've had the battery charger on. It's 74%, 12.5 volts so far in the battery, and I'm going to risk it and see if it'll start. So it's disconnected. Right, let's give this a start and see how we're getting on. Okay. Ignition on. Brilliant. Starting. Hey guys, so thanks very much for watching. I'm going to stop the video here. This is as far as this video is going to go. So I'm going to make a separate video of actually physically doing the work and replacing the roof. So the Corrado project, yeah, it's on pause for the moment because this car, the Mark 1 Golf, is actually roadworthy. All I have to do is fix the roof. Well, I don't have to do it, but it just bothers me, so I'm just going to fix it because I want to be able to drive with the roof down. What's the point of having convertible in sunny weather if you can't do that? So it is actually COVID-19, and I'm actually waiting on parts to arrive, and of course the whole world has shut down, so can't really do too much with the Corrado. So the Corrado has actually taken a pause for the moment. We are in phase 3. I think phase 4, if it hasn't happened this weekend, it's happening tomorrow, Monday, or else next week or the other following week. So at the moment at phase 3, I think it's 200 people can meet outside and 50 people can meet inside or something like that. So next weekend we're doing covert cruises, ironic the name, and it's just a group of 10 of us. We're going off, we're keeping our social distance, and we're just staying in our cars and just doing a cruise. So hopefully I'll make a bit of a video of that. It's just a bit of fun, bit of friends meeting up. So this car is actually roadworthy, so that's why I'm planning to get the whole roof, everything fixed. And yeah, so if you can support me on PayPal, check out all my videos down below. And I did an interview with Anthony in his Mark 1 Golf. Well, it's still not ready yet, but it's slowly getting there. And if you live in the southeast of Ireland and you want to do an interview or promote your business or your car, which would be cool, and I'm hoping to gain some traction with my YouTube channel and kind of like really push it out there and let people know who I am, what I get up to, and all that. So follow me on Instagram at, I think it's I'm Pondering, so it's I'm Thinking, I'm Pondering. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the social medias, and yep, mostly on YouTube. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Any support would be brilliant. You can support me through a tip jar on PayPal. Sorry, there's so many names there, I'm starting to forget everything. But yeah, if you want to support me on PayPal in the link below. And as always, thanks very much for watching, guys. See you next time.